Welcome to What the Your Fake News Network. For a preview of tonight's show, we join Timothy Walton in our news department. Timothy, what do we have in store for tonight's show?
Hello, Jim. On this episode, we'll find out how nice people really are, whether your last name determines your success in life, whether kids will shorten the length of your life, and when exactly do you have to act your age. Back to you, Jim.
Thank you, Timothy. We'll join you at the end of the show. Let's meet tonight's panel. In the far chair, it's actress Kate Mambert. She's so charming she convinced President Trump to wear a pink knit cap on Twitter, but he grabbed it. Sitting next to me, it's attorney at law Mel Patterson. If legal nuance was a mine shaft, miners would go down on him. In between them, he's a self-described regal gentleman. It's John Helmholtz. If jokes were prescription tablets, he'd come in a small cup, then an old man's hand, and finally his mouth. Finally, joining us from an undisclosed location somewhere on the internet, it's another attorney, Alex Clarke. A penetrating insight was a book club middle-aged women would do him on groups on a weeknight after a couple glasses of wine. Number one, is it a vice to think of yourself as nice? Psychologists from the University of London have discovered that 98% of British people think they're part of the nicest 50% of the population. Participants in the study were given a list of nice behaviors and asked which ones they do. Most selected doing things like giving directions to strangers, holding doors open, and giving up seats on public transport. The researchers found that people who rated themselves as nice were likely to be richer and happier, but not necessarily more pleasant. Shocker, right? For more, we turn to our social etiquette correspondent, my Uncle Bob. Uncle Bob, your thoughts?
Nice piece, nice piece, nice piece, nice piece, nice piece, nice piece, only my photo.
You know, Uncle Bob's kind of a jerk, but anyway. Kate, I'm going to start with you. People think they're nicer than they actually are. Agree or disagree?
Well, I always thought I was very nice until I read this study, and it asked, whether people open doors for people and give money to strangers and carry other people's bags, and apparently I don't do any of those things.
Okay, so. but you do other nice things like kick homeless people to wake them up in the morning on your way to work?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
And you tell
honk at them as I drive by.
And you tell all your friends all their flaws, right? Because it takes a really nice person to do that, right?
It does. It does. I'm glad you agree that I'm so nice.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for at least abstaining from telling me about my flaws. Anyways, so.
Oh, shoot.
No, that's right. So you actually agree with this? Why do you think that is? That people aren't aware of what kind of huge, humongous jerks they are?
I think you just always think you're nice, and you're the perfect thing, and everybody should be like you. So.
Do you really think you're the perfect thing?
Pretty damn close.
Okay. Speaking of, I don't know who might have. Mel, do you think you're the perfect thing?
No.
Okay. Do you think you're a nice person?
No. Okay. I have no illusions about myself whatsoever.
Okay. So you admit to being a flaming jerk.
I am.
So why do you think that other people are stupid enough to not realize that they're big jerkwads? Unlike you, who's enlightened.
Well, my experience has been that most people, if they think or they say that I'm a nice person, it's because they're kissing up. They want something from me. So.
Okay. As opposed to people who just tell you you're just a flaming
like
jerk.
Like you, for example.
Okay, fatty. Okay. All right. So, but why do you think? So you think people you just assume everyone's a jerk unless they're. Okay.
I mean, everyone is a jerk.
Okay. So you don't have it. So you kind of, but you do agree with the general pretext? Even though, are you the exception to the rule?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So John, what's your take on this?
My take is that everybody sucks.
Okay. Yes, but that doesn't have to do with whether or not you're nice or not.
Well, so I guess along those lines, I'll say, obviously, I still stand by everybody sucks. I think that when you approach people and ask them, if you started with, do you think you're a nice person, and here's why, I think if you approached people and actually started with, are you a sucky person, and here's why, I think you would get the same outcome. I think you'd get the 95 of the 50%, 95% of the 50%. I'd understand the stats.
Does explain your approach to women in bars?
Yeah,
you go up to women and say, "This is why you suck."
Yeah, it usually works. Yeah, that's why I know I'm not a nice person. No, I think people want to think that they're nice, probably because they want another reason to look down on the people around them, which isn't so nice.
Which isn't so nice. So,
Yeah.
so you see the irony of your position
Yeah.
that you stated.
That I'm not a nice person? So you think I am a nice person?
People think they're nice because they want to look down on other people, which is not nice.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of, okay, maybe Alex. Alex, Alex, you there? Alex? Yeah, okay, you're coming in and out. So what's your take on this, Alex?
My take is I'm the nice person. Your mom thinks I'm the nice person. So, I'm the nice person. Well, okay, but seriously, I agree with Mel, and I agree with the other panelist. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name, the guy with the baseball cap.
At least you didn't say the ugly guy with a baseball cap, right,
Yeah,
Alex?
that's true. 4 eyes over there.
Yeah. Okay, Alex. That.
I think that's also a lawyer thing too. It's natural lawyer reflex.
Oh, okay.
I think that's right.
Oh, you mean just to come in and out?
We're surrounded by lawyers.
All right.
I'm not a lawyer.
Okay.
I know.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah, they're lawyers.
Oh,
Anyways,
shoot.
I think I'm going to leave it at
Get off
that
this panel.
and go on to issue number 2. Issue number 2. Does an early letter make your life better? A study from the University of Colorado, go Rams, suggests the first letter in your last name might determine your success in life. According to the study, people with surnames beginning with the letter in the last half of the alphabet face a tougher time academically, landing a first job, and getting through life in general. According to one of the study's authors, quote, if you're a Clarke, you're maybe 10% more likely to be identified as an outstanding student than your twin, who happens to have the last name of Norton. For more, we turn to our resident Rhodes Scholar, Abel Abelberg. Abe, your thoughts?
Where did you find this stuff? What is your internet search history like, dude?
You know, the reviews for his album were pretty interesting. They all say he blows.
He sucks.
Well, no, he blows. He's blowing right there. All right. Hey, John, I'm going to start with you. Mr. Helmholtz, H. First letter of your last name determines your success in life. Are you buying this or not?
I'm not, because my life is terrible.
Right.
So, where's my privilege, man?
Are you sure? So you weren't identified by your teachers and growing up as more likely to be a genius or whatever?
No, not
Okay.
really. It's more likely to go to like the principal's office.
Oh, okay.
That's about it.
Okay. So you're not buying this. You're not buying this.
I want to know this to me. It sounds like a BuzzFeed article.
Right.
Like, find out if you'll be successful. Enter the first letter of your last name. Yes, you will be. I don't know. I want to know what the basis for this is. Is it because? Is this like Is this just an American thing?
When you don't read the article.
We're supposed to read the articles.
I know, really?
What? No, I'm sorry. No, I don't buy it.
Okay.
I just don't.
Would it help you explain the reason for the article if the author's name was Zach?
His last name was starts with a Z.
Starts with a Z.
Yeah, actually, you're right. I think this is completely true.
So this is PhD statement explaining why he's not tenured yet, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
basically.
All right.
It's all because of my last name.
All right, vote for your last name. Kate, your last name, letter of your last name starts with an M.
Well, now it does. It used to start with a T.
Okay, so you moved up.
So marginally
A
unsuccessful.
little, yeah. I moved up a little, but now I'm like in the middle. So
Okay, but wait a minute. So would your husband's presumptive last name would determine whether or not you would have moved it up or not?
apparently I should have looked for someone with an A name.
That's right.
Instead of an M name.
Do you regret that now?
You know, I'm starting to.
Okay.
A little bit. Now that I know about this.
So Arnie Adams, from the guy you dumped back in high school,
I know.
might have a chance?
I know. I mean, just because he was a nerd.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, there you go.
Pretty successful.
Oh, okay.
I know. Who
Mel?
knew?
I'm gonna throw a weird one for you. What do you think? What do you think Mark Zuckerberg reacted to this article?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I imagine he doesn't give it much credence. Me, on the other hand,
Yeah, your last letter starts with a P as in Patterson.
I mean, I was voted most likely to go to prison at one point. You know.
Oh, okay. Because your last letter of your last name is the same as letters prison?
Well, there you go.
As opposed to all the numbers you ran in school?
I'm not going to talk about that.
Okay.
You know?
Right.
Even though the statute of limitations has expired, you know.
Okay, well then theoretically, let's speak to the most successful person on this panel, if it's true. Alex!
There you go.
You there?
Yes, I'm still here.
All right. What's your take?
My take is I don't buy this study. It's a little bit weird. As you know, my last name is Clarke. Starts with a C. I should be the most successful person, or everybody should have thought I was the most successful. But in grade school, I think people voted me most likely to go to law school. So I don't think it actually means much that last night. Okay, that joke fell short. But I want to point out something from the graduate student's last name starts with a Z, but there's a professor connected with that study, and his last name starts with one of the first letters, A, B, or C. Okay. So,
Evens out?
You guys, maybe this graduate student did this study to kind of, say, aha, I proved the statistical study wrong. Mm-hmm. It looks like they're balanced the study a little bit more.
Even though that was his conclusion that it's true, but now he's proving himself wrong. Do you see the inherent contradiction of what you just said?
I'm sorry, it's you anymore. Difficulties.
Alex, I think you've perfected the ability to be a pundit on CNN. Good for you. All right.
We lost the connection, sorry.
Yeah, we lost the connection there. Sorry about that. On to our first break.
I'm just waiting for Alex's kid to come running.
That's a big rash melt. Oh, sorry, we're back from our first
I got
break.
cream for that, man.
Oh, there you go. Issue number 3. How can you be sure that you are mature? An opinion column for the Los Angeles Times wonders who counts as an adult, noting that state laws vary on the age where one can drive, vote, drink alcohol, get married, or sign a contract. The columnist contends, quote, "It makes no sense to expect people to die for their country but not drink for their pleasure. By the same token, it's absurd to say that people who aren't old enough to vote are old enough to get married if you can't vote for your town government," or something like that. You shouldn't be able to form your own household. There should be one age of majority when all the rights are bestowed at once. And that day would look like this. It's amazing what you can do with student loan money.
Yeah. Student loan debt, or the money that you should be putting
Money.
towards the student loans?
Yeah, like they're different.
All right, fair enough.
All right, Mel, you're the most mature person here.
Oh.
I think.
That's pretty sad.
That is sad.
What really, what really do you think makes you an adult? Or do you
Well,
agree with the columnist, where all your rights should accrue at one point in time?
Well, because the whole idea of having an accrual of rights is just arbitrary. I mean, some places 18, some places 16, some places 21. I mean, pick an age, why don't you?
Well, yes, I think that was the author's point. So,
Right.
Okay, so you believe that there should be one age where you get it all at once.
That's right.
Because you're into that, getting it all at once.
I want it all.
What age do you think that should be?
16.
16?
16.
And because?
Because I remember being 16 and feeling like, there's nothing that I really is going to happen but in the next 2 years to me that's going to make me any more worthy of being able to do things like vote or, have sex or any of those things.
No, you were wanting to have all those things at 16.
Well, I was doing those things. Well, I wasn't voting. I wasn't voting.
You weren't buying alcohol?
I was buying alcohol.
Okay. Having sex?
Yes.
Owning a gun?
Did I own a gun? I had a gun. I didn't own it.
Oh.
You found it.
You just shot it around.
No. It belonged to my employer.
You waved it at people you wanted money from?
That's correct.
Oh, okay.
That's how I got arrested.
All right. So you think the age should be 16?
Yes.
Okay. And everything should come in?
Everything should come in at that point.
Rent a car?
Rent a car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Inherit money?
Inherit You can inherit money at 16.
Well, trusts usually hold the money to keep.
Well, you can. I'm just saying you can. You know, the trust. If the person has set up a trust, then yeah. But you can inherit money at any age.
Okay. But you think 16?
16.
Kate, when do you think you become an adult?
I think when you're supporting yourself.
Okay.
Oh God.
But
So how long have you been married? Sorry, that's
yeah, but I think 16 is too young.
So basically, your touchstone is as soon as you're paying your own bills and not living in your parents' basement.
Yeah.
Okay. You had this conversation with your kids, right?
I think that's what I really think, but it's not a very good measure because some people would go sort of in and out of this.
Right.
So, right now I'm just sponging off my husband. So, you know.
So,
but
you're still a teenage girl for all you know.
I'm party.
Okay. Well, we'll let the middle school boys know.
Great.
Speaking of parents' basements, hey, John, what's your take on this? As the youngest member of this panel, I think. What's your take on this?
My take on it is that I think that we are, by and large, still just like we're having a tough time finding that maturity point.
So what do you think is the maturity point? As I think we have to millennial here on this.
Sure. I think the maturity point is accepting responsibility for your own actions. I know that that's kind of like a loose term, but they say that the age of adolescence is like extended on now, like where you had people who were stepping out into the real world and getting jobs, you know, getting their own food and shelter, if you want to say. That used to be early 20s. Now you have people living at home until their late 20s, early 30s. What? Like, so, or sometimes some 40s. You know, and that's fine. But I think I don't think it should be 16. I remember being 16. I was a dumbass. So I would much.
Unlike Mel, who was a very
Mel, who's had his gun and his sex. You know, so he's too cool for school. Mel.
He's shooting.
No,
he's a man.
I think when you see the people who are saying, well, if we go fight and die for our country at 18, why can't I drink at 18? I'm like, well, I get that, but at the same time, those are the people who are not going to go fight and die for the country. If you have an 18,
those are the guys you want to, because they're stupid and just stupid enough to go and fight and die for their country.
Well,
that's why they choose young people.
Yeah, also at their peak physical condition, you know.
And
so
they can lift stuff.
And they can lift stuff, yeah.
Like
you know,
an M16.
Or several M16s. But no, I think I don't know. Maybe just raise it all to 21.
Okay.
Smoking, fighting.
Well, we never have a military. Nobody at 21. Nobody would join the military.
Yeah,
unless it was mandatory.
Yeah, it was mandatory. Hey, Alex.
That's a draft.
I'm sorry I ended up shortchanging you on this one. I got to give you 30 seconds. We ran a little long on this segment. What's your take?
He's asleep.
I agree with that take. I think it's really tough because adult is kind of it's a loaded word. I think maybe we should use age of ripeness, standard of ripeness. You reach a point and you're allowed to drink and screw, and can we say screw on this television?
Yeah, it's public access. You can say whatever you want. Even though...
Pretend, booze up, smoke pot, well, depending which state you're in.
Yes.
So, seconds? I think a second.
So age of ripeness, is that how you would describe young women?
Gotta put a number on that, Jim. You gotta put a number on that, Jim.
On that note, I'll move on to our next issue as number 4. If you have spawn, will you see more dawns? An article in the Journal of Epidemiology and Community Health, totally love the magazine, suggests that having children may lead to a longer lifespan. By age 60, the difference in life expectancy may be as much as 2 years between people who have children and those without children. The study merely pointed out a correlation and cannot conclude that having children is the cause of life expectancy gains, the researchers submitted. But they theorize that parents may benefit from social and financial support from their children at older age, unlike their childless counterparts. I believe we have some of the research footage here.
out into the sky.
All right. Yeah, I'm sure that guy's going to live to be 100. Hey, Alex, I'm going to start with you first. What's your take? Having kids leads to a longer lifespan. Agree or disagree?
The counterpoint is that what's the cost of having a child? I think I read somewhere that having a child from birth to age of ripeness, I believe, is about $500,000 to $1 million to support that child. So that's way in the bank or investing in another property. So I don't buy that financial reason aspect of it. Yeah.
So when you're like 80 years old and you're wondering who's making sure the old folks home isn't killing you, you're not going to wonder that either?
No, you'll just die in one of your properties, I guess.
Okay.
Then put you in the wrong person's home.
Okay. All right. You'll die. Oh, good for you. Kate, you have kids, right?
I do.
Buying this or not?
Well, I'm hoping it's true, sure.
Okay.
I think it's because the kids are supposed to help you as you're getting older. You know?
Okay. You don't think the possibility of raising grandkids will also maybe contribute to the lengthening of your lifespan?
I'm not as eager for that as some people are.
Okay. But I know Mel is. Mel, what's your take?
Well, frankly, I'm wondering if they offset the issue of your kids taking care of you in the future by the fact that your stress levels actually go through the roof when you have kids.
No, they just look at the numbers.
Well, I know, but there's more to it than just the financial issues and
right.
Having kids, and I have a daughter and take care of my nieces and nephews, and there's a lot of stress involved.
Oh no, we all know that, but
and I think I'll probably. I'm not sure that.
What does not kill you maybe helps you live a little longer.
No.
Okay.
Makes you stronger.
No.
Makes you drink.
Makes you drink. I'll go with that. I will go with that.
If you drink a lot of red wine, it's supposed to be good for your heart.
That's it.
There you go. John, you don't have any kids.
Not that I know of.
Well, that's that sperm bank in college where you needed to make that extra money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait till they knock on your door,
beer, man.
Will this story encourage you to have kids or discourage you from having kids?
I think I could see the correlation. I know that they say that they find when senior citizens retire at an earlier age without kind of a job kind of not giving them purpose, but in the same way that you have kids and you'll have grandkids and you have a family to kind of live for, quote unquote. If I'm 80 years old, my spouse is dead, I'm lying on my deathbed, I'm like, well, my will to live. Maybe I'll be in another property, like Alex said, which would be like cool, rad, but
as opposed to your grandkids.
Everyone goes into the ground. I'd rather have people there.
Okay.
Groveling over my money. That would be great.
All right, something to look forward to. On to our second break. And we are back from our second break. We are at the fact-checking segment of the show. This is where we learn where we went wrong during the course of the show. And for that, we rejoin Timothy Walton, News Department. Timothy, how'd we do on tonight's show?
Well, Jim, I feel that I must address the elephant in the room. So I'll begin with Alex. Alex, you may or may not be a nice person. You may or may not have a nice voice or a valid opinion, but we're never going to know.
I can't blame Alex for that. I just blame technology.
Nevertheless. So I do need to address Mel and John's opinion. First, Mel stating that everyone is a jerk, and John that everyone sucks. I have done some fact-checking on this and have determined that 95% of 50% is 47.5%, which shows that all y'all are wrong.
No, that's the percentage I voted for Obama, guaranteed.
Yeah.
According to Mitt Romney.
And by the way, John, this was not from a BuzzFeed article. This is out of the UK, so they were not talking to Americans, actually. The study is from the United Kingdom.
Okay.
But, and Mel, you still are the most likely to go to prison. You need to start being nicer.
There you go. We're just not getting caught as much. We're getting close to a minute, Timothy.
We also discussed whether the study was flawed about the names making you successful in life, and I think that this group of panelists has proven that the study is completely wrong. Because my last name is Walton, and clearly I'm the most successful than any among you lot.
That might be a low bar to clear. Sorry, guys.
Fair enough.
I love you, but
What can he do?
Kate, if financial independence is the criteria for adulthood, then how would poor men join the Army?
We relax the rules for joining the Army.
Yeah,
What's the
I think
point
we're
of
letting
having a
anyone in.
Child soldiers.
I heard those are pretty popular.
Yeah.
Child soldiers.
Yeah.
And I note that this is completely in contrast to Mel's opinion, who thinks that 16 would be the right age, but he's clearly wrong about that since he would draft 10-year-olds.
There you go. Oh, man, that's harsh.
Yeah.
Hey, Timothy, we are out of time. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching the show, and thank you to the crew, and thank you to the panel. Later.